how did your people repay you?
In the past, black people needed Mexicans. Right now, Mexicans need you guys.
Oh, Lord, help me. Help me. Help me. Hey, shout out to all of our subscribers and members here on the channel. My name is Reese Waters, and I'm troubled. Because somehow, after all that was said and done, y'all still didn't know what it was.
This is so crazy that we voted for Trump.
No!
We trust him with the words that he promised us Latinos.
Which words did you trust? The mass deportation? Was it the mass deportation that you trusted? What was it? I got it. America is for Americans and Americans only.
America is for Americans and Americans only.
Was that it? They're eating the dogs. They're eating the pets. They're eating the dogs and cats. Was that what you trusted? How about America is unrecognizable? Was that what you trusted? I got one. How about make America great again?
This is crazy that starting next week, multiple cities will be hitting immigration. That is so crazy that multiple people are scared to go to work. When I work at, a lot of Latinos did not go to work. And that's crazy because we have a living too.
Okay, so if I'm following, despite the fact that last time when they've done mass deportation, or really any time they've done any sort of large-scale deportation, despite the fact that actual legal immigrants were swept up in that, and assuming you understand that there is a mixed status where you are, clearly, you just thought everybody was just going to show up to work. Like I can't. And then she put the music on top of it. See, really, the music should be if he didn't do this. You know what I mean? This is what he said he was going to do. He just doing what he said he was going to do. If you voted for him and he didn't do this, then you go with the music. You know what I mean? Then this would. So you voted for him without knowing how scared you and your family would be. Well, I guess you knew there was a possibility, right? If they're as scared as it appears, you knew there was a possibility. I think if there was two candidates and there was like even a possibility that I would be that scared afterwards, I wouldn't have voted for him.
Okay, I have time today. I was scrolling down through these comments. It's over 2K of comments of negative and positive comments, if you really want to talk about it. I'm the type of person, I'm not going to reply to every negativity y'all want to say and try to bring down one another.
I don't think they're trying to bring down one another. No, they commenting on your post. I don't think they're trying to bring down one another. In fact, I'll do one more for you. Most of the people that are expressing negativity in your comments are one of two kinds. They're either people that were trying to uplift and protect you and you couldn't be bothered, or they're the kind of people who didn't see you as human and whole human beings and wanted you gone and made no apologies about that even before the election and that's who you decided to ride with. Those are the two kinds of people that are expressing negativity in your comments.
And this give you what type of character, how people are in real life. It doesn't matter who you voted for. They both was full of shit of presidents. No matter what, people can go through politics. I don't want to go down that route with y'all because I don't have time for the negativity like that.
Okay, you are free to believe that. You are free to believe that they were both full of it, and but then what are you doing with the videos then? Why are you posting your fear of this deportation? Because apparently they were both full of it, so whatever, right? It was just whatever before, so it should be whatever now. It didn't matter before. Why does it matter now? And by the way, just to quote what I said earlier, the reason why you're so upset is because in this regard, he's not full of it. Yeah, because if Trump would have been as full of it as you say, then you will be fine.
Because my people are going through the situation, not y'all. So y'all can go, whatever y'all want to say, I don't care. God bless you. We're supposed to be here for one another, lift each other. What's wrong with y'all? Sick.
Yeah, you're right. We are supposed to be here for one another, love each other, which is why so many people that were not from your community sounded the alarm on what the possibilities might be. That's called being here for one another and loving one another is what that's called. But y'all wanted to dunk on them. Enjoy the victory parade.
For my husband, I'm like, are you sure you want to vote Republican? And he's saying he's going to deport criminals. You're not a criminal. Every time we go to ICE, they tell you, Mr. Juarez, your wife is no criminal. He voted for him, and now he's deporting his wife. And now they deported me, they kicking me out, and they breaking my family apart. Before you enlist in the military, think it twice. Before you marry an immigrant, think it twice. Think it if it's really worth for you to sell this country.
Here's the other thing too. So many avenues for compartmentalization. Why it couldn't be me because it was the criminals they were going after, not us. It was the criminals. Now they can criminalize whoever. So actually, they always were able to do that. Actually, that is in fact not new. But I think some people could learn from your experience. What was that you said? Be careful before you marry an immigrant?
They turned off the cameras, excuse my language, and then they took my wife.
This man who wished not to be identified says his wife is from Venezuela and has lived in the United States for a few years. She was one of 3 people taken from this home. I'm told the 2 others were men who worked in construction. You see them here. This video, only 1 minute and 52 seconds long, we do not see his wife being removed from the home. But this is a picture of her that he keeps in his wallet. Her name is Vianis Ramirez, and he says she was in the process of becoming a United States citizen.
She already had a court date. She was good. Everything was good. He just came in and snatched her.
These are pictures from the Department of Homeland Security detaining other undocumented men and women in Broward County.
It's despicable what they're doing right now. It's very embarrassing.
President Donald Trump arrived at his Trump National Golf Resort in Doral Saturday, set to host GOP leaders for a conference. This man hopes this message makes it to him.
If I get a chance to talk to you, man, yo, please, man, let's work something out. So you, man, let me keep my wife here in the United States, man. She deserves to be here, man.
ICE reports nearly 1,000 raids in the country on Sunday alone, which is up from just under 300 on Saturday.
I think the part that I don't get is when I see there is some kind of injustice befalling any group, my mind immediately goes to connecting those dots, how that comes to apply to a group that I happen to be a part of. I don't know if that's a Black people thing, because we so often are subject to whatever America decides to do, but that just has always been common sense to me. How is this something that could end up being a problem? Yet somehow being in the group and demographic did not occur.
Eso, go home. Y cuando la gente en las redes sociales se dieron cuenta y empezaron y lo hicieron viral, ¿qué hicieron? Pusieron go to homepage, vayan a la página principal. Y a los latinos por Trump me queda decirles, les vieron la cara de estúpidos, porque eso es lo que son.
Now, here has to be the absolute wildest example. A actual congresswoman, and Maria Salazar, asking Trump not to deport Cubans, Haitians, Venezuelans, and Nicaraguans.
Maria Salazar, a Republican congresswoman who openly supported Trump, is now asking him to not deport Haitians, Cubans, Venezuelans, and Nicaraguans. I'm not sure if you guys are aware, however, Trump signed an executive order which killed the process for Cubans, Haitians, Nicaraguans, and Venezuelans. This process allowed individuals from those respective four countries, Haiti, Cuba, Venezuela, and Nicaragua, to come into the United States and work legally should they have a US-backed sponsor and pass a background check. Well, now Maria is trying to protect the Cubans, Venezuelans, Nicaraguans, and Haitians that she actively voted against by asking Trump to please not deport them. Guess she didn't think that the leopards would eat her face this quick.
Could you be any more further down the yeah, but not me streets than that? You actually asked for specific groups. What is it about the other groups where you feel like they should be deported? Like, it's not about immigration status. It's not about criminals and non-criminals. It's just, those Mexicans. Now, we have seen that kind of mindset at play often. I've just never seen it in black and white like that. They are bold in Florida. I tell you that. They are bold. I'm not talking about you, Matt Gaetz. No, I'm not talking about you. Yeah. Go back to Cameo. Huh? They blaming black people now?
I'm amazed of how many people from the black community are telling me to go back to Mexico, telling Mexicans to go back to Mexico, because we're illegal and it's a crime. It was also a crime when your ancestors went to Mexico, when they were escaping the white people and Mexico helped them. A lot of Mexicans got killed for that. They helped them. They help your people. We didn't oppress you guys. And this is how you guys pay us.
Now, I haven't engaged in any of that kind of behavior, and I find it to be beneath us. That being said, that is actually not how we repaid you. How we repaid you is voting in overwhelming numbers for the administration that wouldn't have carried this out. You want to see the numbers? That is how we repaid you. Sounds like somebody needs to look in the mirror. How did your people repay you?
In the past, black people needed Mexicans. Right now, Mexicans need you guys.
Oh, Lord, help me. Help me. Help me.
And in the future, you never know, because things change. Sometimes maybe the white people are going to need us. Maybe the black people are going to need us. You don't know, because God give us things, give us blessings, but he can take them away so fast. So you need to be humble. You need to be humble.
I see what you're doing now. I see what you're doing, because she's trying to assert her citizenship. That's what it is. She's trying to assert her citizenship by doing it. It's the most American thing you could do is blame black people. That is the most American thing you could do is blame black people. Blaming black people is more American than Trump Crocs with American flag jean shorts. It is that American. Huh? Oh, you want to take it?
We tried to unify with everybody, all people of color. You want to know what they told us? Me no black, me from the islands. Oh, they don't like our community. Oh, black people are lazy, this and that. Every time we try to reach out and be like, yo, we know what it's like to go through what you're going through. Let's unify, man. You know what I'm saying? We all got the same enemy. Let's work together. They would rather choose white supremacy. They would rather choose that. It's crazy how all other people of color have a slur for us and we don't have a slur for them. Isn't that some crazy ass shit to think about? So now that they're going through crisis and things are finna happen in this country, right? To Latinos, to the Asians, to all of them, right? Things are finna happen to them. This is a fucking fact. Especially seeing the rhetoric that's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like all the hate crimes and shit. There is no unifying. We have literally tried. We have literally had our hand out there over and over and over again trying to bring y'all in and trying to construct a plan to fight against racism. But no. Y'all chose white supremacy. They keep trying to fearmonger black people. If they doing this to us, what you think they're gonna do to you? Shit, we won't be surprised. We gonna be ready though. Y'all thought it couldn't be y'all. While y'all was sitting there watching everything happen to black folks, sitting there like, oh damn, that's crazy. Oh, y'all thought it couldn't be y'all, huh? No, there is no unity, bro. We literally tried that shit already. Y'all spit on us. No, everything you have or had came off the backs of our civil rights movements. Every fucking thing. And for y'all to disrespect us constantly, then be like, we gotta stick together. All of a sudden y'all going through crisis? Fuck no. But I do wish y'all the best.
I hope you was listening. I hope you was listening.
Yeah, white people are not racist, and they're not racist, and it's not about the color. It's not about the color. I remember when they were accepting all these Ukrainian refugees, thousands of them, and no one was protesting, no one was saying anything, and it wasn't about the country back then. And it just happened. It was just a coincidence that were all white, but it had nothing to do with that. Yeah. I see. Also, for all the white people that their visas expire and they're still here illegally and they're not being targeted, that's also a coincidence, okay? No one here is racist.
Now you did a little sarcasm there. I see what you did. Yeah, I see what you did. I approve that message. Yeah, I do approve that message. What I would also say is I don't condone any of the people that you were responding to, but if they are asserting a level of internalized white supremacy, which there's some of that in every demographic, if that's a little internalized white supremacy that's coming from the inside of the black body, that is something which you should recognize by virtue of what your people exhibited during the election, because there was far more of that over there. Don't believe me?
Well, he signed it. Donald Trump signed it. Now they're not going to need to go through the legal process of getting you to see an immigration judge. They can just deport you on the spot. So if you've been here for 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years, you don't have a criminal record, they can still deport you. You're in the process, or heck, you even have already residency and or citizenship. If you get caught and you don't have documents, you're screwed. We told you, baby. We told you. So, if you are a person with brown skin, you have a thick accent, you look Latino, you look like an immigrant, you don't look like them, and they stop you, and you don't happen to have your documents with you to prove that you're here legally, we told you. So now you get to live your life having to be extra careful every single day. Probably scared that one of these days you'll forget your documents. FAFO. Fuck around and find out. We told you. It's not about whether or not you're a criminal. If you are an immigrant, if you are Latino, Latina, okay, if you are not from this country or your family were not from this country, you don't belong to them. It's not just some, they want to get rid of everybody. They're going to start little by little, but they're going to do it all. Even you. We told you. We told you. And the innocent people who didn't want this now have to pay for it. However, keep in mind, you asked for this. You asked for this.
Seen some video this weekend of Latinos who voted for Trump crying because now their abuelas and their tios are getting deported.
Right.
I'm having a very hard time mustering up any sympathy for those people.
Yeah.
And look, I'm an immigrant. I know the desperation that it takes to leave your country. Amongst immigrants in particular, there is no doubt that we want anybody who had the opportunity to come to this great country and committed a crime, we want them punished, we want them deported to the fullest extent of the law. But a lot of good, hardworking people who are in our schools, who are our colleagues, who own houses and businesses here, who are the parents of U.S. citizen children, are getting caught up in this. Because it's been reported that ICE offices all over the country have been given a quota. There is no way they meet that quota just with criminal aliens. And let me just say, I think that what he's done with the military, in addition to the legal aspects that may be involved, has a lot to do with a publicity stunt. The point is cruelty. The point is instilling fear. But it's also very costly. A charter DHS flight, it's been reported, is something like $8,500. A military C-130 is $816,000. So each one of those planes is costing us, so that he can have his picture and his photo op, 100 times more what a charter flight would be. And I have been saying for 2 months that people need to get prepared, because he said this was coming and he's living up to that.
Latinos have been colorists all by themselves. Latinos have been racist all by.
And you see, it's like I always say, things come back full circle. I told people for the longest time that there is a lot of anti-black racism coming from the Hispanic community and the Latino community, and that there's a lot of colorism within Spanish-speaking countries. I spoke about the deputy gangs and the police gangs in this country. Most of those police gangs are populated by Latino officers. You look at the leader of the Proud Boys, Enrique Tarrio. You look at the leader of the Oath Keepers, Stephen Rose, his mother who was Hispanic. You look at the LA City Council scandal. You look at George Santos being racist. There's a lot of anti-black racism coming from the Hispanic community that I can tell you for a fact. My wife is Mexican. She's white and Mexican. And she tells me all the time about all the racism within the Hispanic community that nobody wants to be honest about.
So not only did black folks vote in overwhelming numbers to prevent this, we also are the actual object of what you decided to vote against for a man with 34 felonies. So you're going to have to spare us on that one. Huh? Oh, it was sexism too? Yeah, there was some sexism too. And I gave that explanation from women. You want to hear from a man?
You voted for a man who doesn't care about you at all. And he's made it very clear. Whenever he talks about the immigrants and he calls them rapists and murderers, killers, and garbage and scum and the worst, they're sending their worst over here. He's talking about you too, and me. Because to him, we're all the same. If he was walking down the street and he saw you and one of the people that had just crossed the border, he wouldn't be able to tell you apart. And to him, it doesn't make a difference. We're all the same. They don't care. They just want to get rid of the immigrants. And I don't know if you know this or not, but there's a man named Stephen Miller that's probably going to be on Trump's cabinet. He's going to be one of his cabinet members, and he's going to be in charge of the deportation actions, right? And that man, Stephen Miller, wants to change the laws so that they can take away naturalization. You think that piece of paper that you have, if you have it, if you've become a naturalized citizen, you think that piece of paper makes you different. But in their eyes, you're not different. I was born here, and I'm not different to them, to those people, the way they think, I'm just like all the rest of them. To them, I'm the same. So that piece of paper is not going to save you. And they're trying to make laws now. They're in the process of figuring out what they have to do to change the law to take away that naturalization citizenship. They're also looking into taking away natural-born citizens, people who came here and had kids here that were born here. They're looking to take that away as well. Unless you were born here to legal citizens, that's the only way you're going to get to stay, if they have their way. Now, there were thousands of people on TikTok trying to warn you about that, what that man really was. I was on here, not making videos, but I was on here posting comments and texting people and talking to people on here and trying to get them to understand who that man really is. But y'all chose to ignore it. I don't know what it is you thought you were accomplishing by voting for that man. You think that they're going to see you as an equal, or, they're going to treat you like a white man or whatever. No, you fucked up. They're going to get you out of here. All they wanted was your vote. They got it now. They don't need you anymore. And they're looking to get you out of here. Right? Now, I don't know how they're going to do that. Maybe somebody in his cabinet can convince him, hey, it's not a good idea to deport these people. They're a big portion of our workforce. And if we deport them, the economy is going to go to shit. I don't know. Maybe they can convince him. And if they do, well, lucky you. But if they don't, you are the prime target. And you voted for it, even though we tried to warn you. So anything that happens to you, it's your own goddamn fault. You voted for it. That's what you wanted. That's what you're going to get. I have no sympathy for you. Sorry. For all of you who didn't vote for him, I'm sorry that you're going to have to go through this. I truly am sorry. And that's my message to the Latinos for Trump. You won. Congratulations. You might get your ass deported back to Mexico or wherever you came from. Congratulations. Now, to the rest of you that voted for Trump, you sold out your country for the price of eggs, the price of gasoline, interest rate on loans, the price of houses. You were too selfish and too fucking greedy to do the right thing. No, you wanted to do something for yourself. Fuck the country. Well, you screwed yourself and the rest of us in the process. That man is too stupid to run this country. If he does what he's planning to do with the tariffs, you think prices were high under Biden? You're about to find out how high they can go. You're going to have to choose between groceries and rent. If you're already in that situation, I'm sorry for you. But if you were in that situation and you voted for Trump, well, then you just fucked yourself even more, because it's going to get worse. You think you won. The only thing you won was the election. You lost your country. You lost your self-respect. You lost your freedom. If Trump does all the things that he said he was going to do, we're in for a world of hurt. All of us. All of us. Hopefully we can survive it, but I don't think we're going to be able to. That man is a total idiot. And if they don't have anyone watching him and steering him in the right direction, we are all screwed. But hey, you did it. I'm going to be here to remind you about it. Hopefully, I don't have to leave the country, but if it comes to that, I'm ready. I've got an out. Hopefully you do too. Have a good day.
Now, I know all of this is going to take some deep soul searching, not to be looking and pointing the finger at others. I know that can be very difficult, but we are going to have to find a way forward, and that way is going to have to be together. So hopefully we can find some positive energy.
Hope your day gets better.
Shut the fuck up!
Positive energy.
You know what? Send that to Maria Salazar. Yeah, down in Florida. Yeah, she should see this. Hey, I want to thank you guys so much for watching the video. First of all, thanks to an overwhelming response when I asked whether or not you guys would want to potentially move my weekly Tuesday 2 p.m. live tonight. You guys said you did. We tried it last week and it was amazing. So we're going to keep that going for the next week or two. So look for those Tuesday lives to be at night, probably 8 o'clock. There'll also be some members only lives as well. I tried that, and lo and behold, I can just go live anytime. That is spectacular. So look for some members only lives as well, some polls on that side of things as well. I also have a brand new email for you that is admin@reesewaters.com. Just in case you want a quick response, you can email admin@reesewaters.com, and I can pretty much guarantee it will be quicker. It will be quicker than the other one. We also have a bunch of merch ideas that you guys have sent in. Some of them are phenomenal. So we went and got some people to help us with the merch. So I'm really excited about some of the stuff that we have on the horizon. You can check all of that out at reesewaters.com. Also, shout out to the new subscribers and members here on the channel, as well as those that have been helping me out. That is Regina, who's been helping me out immensely with research, and our moderators, Mariana and Dank, as well as our head moderator, Miss Ray. I'm extremely grateful for you guys. A whole lot more to come.